Hey there viewers, and we are on day 25 of the website design challenge. This is for a startup which lets you collect and share your favorite books. My name is Roy, I'm a web designer, and before we get into the challenge, if you do find the content useful, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get into the challenge. Okay, so we are into the design, and straight away I've just put in the copy, and what I'm using is a font called JetBrains Mono, which I think is a really nice font because it's a monospace font, so it's like a coding font, but it's very legible. They've made it more legible. They made the X height of the characters quite high, so it's more easy to read, and this is a very digital kind of look, so I thought, yep, I'm going for it. We are powered by Oscorp, and if anyone has noticed, some of the books I've referenced in the concept, one of them is called Mastery by Robert Greene. I highly recommend that book. Another book I'd recommend is Atomic Habits by James Clear. That should have been in there. But Mastery, the same rules apply to design and learning, anything really. If you can put in, well, he says 1,000 hours, but the more time you put into something, the more you get better at it. And by that I mean, like with this challenge, you actually apply it, not just learning theory. You're using it, and you're using it in Figma or any web design software, and then you're putting it out there and you're getting feedback, whether it be positive or negative. And the other thing I'd invite, if you're a founder, a business owner, I'd highly invite you to give feedback, because that's where quite a lot of the stuff is lacking in terms of there's a lot of design aesthetics and trends and things like that, but the other side to these concepts is solving a problem for a particular audience, and is it meeting the business goals. So just trying to get my business cap on, or head thinking on, and trying to think of the business side, and how the whole hero section can help with achieving the goal of the business. And in my head, it's getting downloads, it's getting signups, and then how do they make money? I have no idea. It could be a commission, it could be affiliation, but I think this is quite a cool idea, because I've always wanted to find lists recommended by people that I admire, and you can find their lists on Twitter. You have to hunt them down, but it would be nice if there was a place where you could just find their list. It's a bit like Linktree, where you have all your social media in one page, and I'm pretty sure there is a concept like this that's out there already. So anyway, I'm actually looking for books. I thought, why don't I try using images of books? But I thought, well, since I'm on the card trend at the moment, I thought, why not use the card as a book, because this is a digital book. I could have made the shape a bit more like a book, so probably looking back at it, I could make it portrait instead of landscape, so it's going to represent the shape of a book more, even though there's so many different shapes. But I think portrait would have been better. So anyway, I'm still looking for more images, and I'm just looking for inspiration at this point. But I think, yeah, for example, this image I've seen before, and this gave me inspiration to use a book that I've read called Don't Make Me Think, which I think is a really good book, especially if you're a designer. So I just put that right in, by Steve Krug, I believe, or Steve Krug. There you go. Sorry, I've got this on a really small screen. And The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. There's just so many good books in there. So here what I'm doing, I'm placing them, and I'm thinking, add a bit of movement to this. Don't have it just stacking so nicely, but you can, because I think that could still work. I'm at the point where I'm just experimenting. Now I'm trying to find a potential user that's going to favorite the list. That's what I'm portraying this to be. Someone liking your list. So I thought this person kind of suited it. And then you got a nice big star, and then the famous Jane Doe liked your business list. So I thought that's quite a nice little thing to show. And then from there, yeah, I'm just giving it its own background. And let's see, I gave the subtext a bit of a lighter grey, so you don't have to give everything the same grey color, just to emphasize different text, or not emphasize text. You want to give them a different shade of grey if it's not that important. So anyway, here, just to make the cards pop a bit more, I use a background color on the right side. So here I'm just playing around with the I'm using those lines as like a progress indicator of how much you've read. I mean, that might be an extra feature. And then this one here, I'm using a tool, a plugin, to give the isometric look. And I can't really see it here, but it's Easometric. If you look it up in Figma community, Easometric, it's just really nice. And the only thing is I had issues getting it to the right angle, so I just flipped it or rotated it to the angle that I liked, and I believe that is it. So it's pretty quick to get that isometric look if you want it. Sometimes it gives it that nice, a different dimension, not always flat, especially if you got a group of cards, which I did in this case. This is just one way of showing it. You could do it vertically. It could still look good flat as well, and I still think the shape of it could probably be in a book. I think it'll look better, but because it's digital, it doesn't have to be an actual physical shaped book. And anyway, here, what I'm trying to do, I'm using auto layout. This is another nice thing. So you got all your groups, or you got all your cards, and then you group them together, and then what you do is you do auto layout. And here I'm trying to figure out how I can, if I were to reduce the height, would they then all collapse together? Sorry, it's a bit like the avatar. If you have a bunch of avatars and you were to reduce the width, they're going to collapse into each other, and they got that nice effect where they go over each other. So that's what I'm trying to achieve here, but I'm struggling. And I think the way to do it, you can see there, I'm reducing the height, but it's not really working. And you probably know the answer already. But all you have to do is change it to space between, and you'll see the nice effect there. It's really nice. It's really quick, and you don't have to then drag in and make them space out nicely and everything else. I'm sure there is another better way, but I felt this really quick. So I thought, oh, even this could work. I think that is really tidy. And then now I'm thinking that background's too plain. And as you know by now, I love using these mesh gradients because it's very vibrant. It adds a lot of color, a lot of energy to the page. And I thought, yeah, that for me, it fits the brief well. A bit of energy, excitement. And now I'm thinking, yeah, let me randomize the positioning of the books. You don't always have to have it stacked vertically perfectly. So I thought, yeah, let me add a bit of movement. And sometimes you'll see some images that go off the page, which I think is quite nice as well. It gives the illusion that there's more to see. So again, yeah, I'm just repositioning them. And I think the next bit that we're going to go into, and it's really nice just to zoom out just to see how, oh yes, it's this nice little accident. Sometimes you find a good design element when there's an accident. What I mean by that, I'm actually reducing the mask. You can see there's a white background in there because of the mask is in the back. So I thought, oh, that could be used as a book spine. If anyone's familiar with books or how they're made, there's the spine element, and I'm not an expert in books, but yeah, there's that nice spine, and I thought, oh, maybe this is a nice opportunity to use the same patterns of the progress and then put that on the left or in the spine, so it's kind of like you're yeah, it's like a stack of your books, but this time you got the progress indicators on there. So I thought that's quite a nice little thing to show. And yeah, so we're getting to the end of the challenge. So again, if you do find the content useful, if you are learning and improving, I hope you are, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And we're actually getting near the end of the 30-day challenge. It's just gone by so quick. Thanks again for all of you that have supported it and just kept me going. So any ideas for the next series, let me know. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.